email? Oh, I'm not. That's why. There we go. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Jessica. Hey, Marita. How are you? You're up early over on the West Coast. How is everything? Let me see. Is that working? My chat working? Okay. Is that going? Yeah. How are you guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, what's going on, guys? Let me share to the groups really quick. Sorry, just dragging a little bit, trying to get my stuff together. Hey Lisa, how are you? Holy cow, you are here. You're on the East Coast, Marita. Okay. I was like, you're up early, girl. What is going on? Are you having a good time on the East Coast? Is it work related or fun related? Okay, let me get to my business page. Hey, Jen, how are you? Jennifer, how are you? What's going on? Jennifer Cicero is an old friend from grade school, guys. She is, I've known her since like, God, has it been like fourth grade? Maybe third grade even? I don't, like, long time. Join us. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this stuff, copy. Will you stop licking your ear, like, stop, I know your ear's bugging you, try not to get people to be licking it. That's gross. My dog's ear's infected. I guess they've been licking it at night and I've not been paying attention because I'm a bad daddy. And, bad daddy. And so, her ear is all red this morning and I feel bad. So, what can you do? How are you guys? Burning a candle, drinking coffee. Get it, Lisa. Traveling all week for work. It's been a few messy issues with delays and bookings and etc. Yeah, hopefully that will change. I had a bad, coming back from Virginia Beach, I had a bad delay that we got 9 delays on one flight. It was really awful. We were sat there for 10 hours. I've never experienced anything quite so bad. So hopefully it's not like that for you. Ducky's in Facebook jail. So I have to share this out to groups really quick. If you guys could share it out if you want, if you feel so inclined, I would greatly appreciate it. Just give me one moment as I share this to groups. What did you guys think of the Taroscopes? They're all up. All the signs are up. I hope you guys are enjoying those. I did them live this month. I don't know if you guys liked them live, but it kind of might have worked a little bit better. I definitely feel like you can see the cards better from that perspective. So I might do that way from now on. I don't know. It all depends on if you guys enjoy it. You'll have to let me know. I'm just trying to get this sent out to all my places so that people can see it, people can join us, we can have fun early in the morning. Lisa says, same time zone for me if you're still in the big Texas state. I'll be right above you when I move back to Oklahoma in the spring. Yay. I am in Texas still, dear. Jessica Farley says, magnificent. I enjoyed it very much. Okay, cool, Jessica, I'm glad. You are able to share, Ducky. Awesome. I'm still sharing out anyways, so I wasn't sure. So I'm glad that you're not in Facebook jail. Sometimes they let you share to some places and sometimes not. So I noticed that, like some places where we're either admins and stuff, we're allowed to share to those groups, and then other groups we're not. So I'm just getting it out. that's a little loud. Let's turn that down. It's a little too mellow. It's kind of like angelic barbiturate music, right? Just laying around with the angels passing out. Mm-hmm. I see you. Alright, let me see here. Give me a few more minutes, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I know you're waiting. You're so patient. This is such a pain in the ass. Zuckerberg needs to find an easier way to do this. Really. I mean, really. Without landing me in jail every time. Those cats are going nuts out there. I can hear them running around. Like they are. Okay, so here's another thing I'll just share with you guys while you guys wait for me. There is a new thing that my cat has figured out. My cat likes to open doors. Ingemar likes to like open the closet doors. Either that or my house has got ghosts in it. And they've just decided to start manifesting and opening doors. But I think it's Engelmar. I'm pretty sure it's Engelmar. But now he's figured out how to open up all the lower cabinets in the kitchen. So I'll walk in the kitchen and all the cabinet doors will be open, the little shit. And this morning I woke up and I walked out into the hallway and the linen closet door, which is a pocket door that slides into the wall, was slid open. So my cat, because of boredom, and you know, he's a little pawsy or whatever, he likes to open doors and leave them, you know, open for me to come back and find them. Or at least that's been going on. If it's not my cat, we have a bigger problem. But I'm thinking it's the cat. So it's funny because I'll walk out into the living room or out into the kitchen. I have a big open kitchen area and there's this hutch over on the far side. And he just pops all three doors open, the little shit, for no reason other than to leave, he prefers them open. So, it's a little like, at first it was kind of like, I'm like, and this is the kicker, right? I was looking for this angel box, right, for the mediumship drawing, right? And it was up in the hutch, but I looked down below to see if I had anything different to put names into to pull from. And I looked underneath there, and I think that I left one of he didn't know that those doors could be opened, and now he's figured out that the doors can be opened. So he goes and he opens them every time I close them. Such a jerk. He's not a jerk, but he's just a cat. You know how cats do. So it's funny, but it's kind of annoying because you walk back out there and you're like, all your cabinets are wide open and you're like, you're not supposed to be in here. Cut it out. They also steal my mail, take it off of my dresser in my bedroom, tear it up. Stuff like that, you know. Shred it. They haven't figured out where the toilet paper is yet. Thank God. Once they figure that one out, then I'm going to be good and angry. Okay, I think that's it for sharing. I think we're all out and shared out. So, what is everybody saying? Good mornings from Ducky to everybody. Thank you, Ducky. Coffee needs to kick in. Good, God's good. All right, tonight, thank you for reminding me, Ducky. Tonight is Charming Night, so there will be a Charming tonight at 7:30 if you guys want to join. Feel free to send over $25 via the Engelgeist link, which I'll put in the chat right now. If you want a Charming or want to make a reservation, you can do that tonight. I'm only going to take a few, maybe anywhere between 4 and 6. I don't want to be like super overdone on these charmings, because what I feel like is the last few charmings or the last person that gets charmed, I'm kind of tired and wiped out by that point, so I have to conserve my energy. And if you purchase a charming, your name will be entered into a little drawing at the end of the episode, I guess, or at the end of the video, for 2 people will win a half an hour mediumship reading with me on the phone. But here's the thing, I'm training in mediumship, guys, so it is a sort of a free gift, but I'm being 100% transparent. I can't guarantee any results at this time, so we will see. I mean, you know, how well it goes. I will do my best. And that's the best that I can do. But you guys are helping me, and I am helping you, hopefully, by practicing my mediumship and hopefully giving validation, getting validations and giving evidence that will help you to connect to your past loved ones. So that's available to you. Beyond that, I think we're ready to breathe. How funny. Lisa says one of her cats used to line up his toys. It was really crazy. Takes them to the food bowl, drops his mouse in the water. LOL. Yeah, it's strange to me. Cats do weird stuff. Right now they're zipping through the house. I can hear them running across the floors. I don't even know. They probably have a pair of my underwear in their mouth. It's just wild, like what they do. One of them was trying to move my, I have these sandals that I wear outside, not like sort of like slide on things to run outside for stuff. They're by the front door, and Ingemar was trying to pick it up with his teeth and carry it through the house, and I'm like, no, you're not a dog. Cut it out. All right, so let's do the 3 breaths, you guys. Why can I not say breaths in the morning? What is wrong with me? Did anybody try the pyramid thing from yesterday? I did. And I feel a little like I put my body up at the top of the pyramid before going to bed. And then I went to sleep, and I kind of feel really good. I don't know. I'm going to keep doing it and see if it has any sort of lasting impact or makes any sort of difference in how rested I feel in the mornings. This morning I feel a little bit more rested, and I actually got up at 6 a.m., so I've been up for a little while. All right, so let's do our morning breath work. For those of you that are new, I don't even know if I have any new people in here right now, but for those of you that don't know what we're doing, just follow along. How's that sound? in the, for the purpose of just shortness of video, let's just follow along today. So let's place our feet firmly onto the ground, adjust ourselves in our chairs or wherever we're at right now, to get comfortable, to feel comfortable, right? I like to place my hand on my body to kind of bring my awareness and my attention back to my body, right? Instead of wherever it might have been this morning. Sometimes it's on the cats in the living room, sometimes it's on the laundry in the garage, but let's bring it right here, right? Let me adjust this a little bit so I'm not cut. There we go. So, let's get comfortable. You want to kind of like plant your ass, I kind of feel like. Spread them cheeks, so to speak, Like sort of straighten up your back a little bit, pull in your belly just ever so slightly because we're going to breathe in deep through the nose into the belly. And let's pull in that first breath. And hold. Emanate that light. Adjust your chakras. And release that breath. Letting go of anything that just no longer serves you. Giving thanks for the body. Give yourself a little rub, a pat, whatever feels good to you. Bringing your attention even closer to yourself and more on yourself right now in this present moment. Let's take in a second breath, deep into the belly. And hold. Emanate your light. Adjust your chakras. And release. Giving gratitude and thanks to the mind for all that it does. The cats are seriously tearing up my living room. I can hear it. Bringing the body and the mind together, having them, sort of embrace or become connected and in agreement with one another in ease, right? And let's take in that third breath. Hold and emanate that light one last time. Any final adjustments? Mess with your pyramid if you want. Set it to what you want it to be at. And release that breath. Giving thanks to the spirit. Seeing the spirit join in that love fest between the body and the mind. And allowing the 3 to connect, right? Just to be in appreciation of each other. To be in to remind each component that they work together as a cohesive unit in grace and ease. Let's open our eyes. Good morning, 22nd of November in 2019. How are we? Good morning, Kimberly Gerlach. We finally meet. So I'm gonna get ready to do the forecast for you guys. This is your energetic forecast for the day. This is what you want to be focused on, or what you want to maybe expect out of the day, where you might want to look at, something you might want to think about. That's my intention, at least. It's sort of like your spiritual weather report. I am your spiritual meteorologist. Thank you for tuning in. Ways you can support the channel. For those of you that are returning, thank you for coming back. For those of you that are new, welcome. Ways that you can support the channel. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the bottom of the screen and hit the thumbs up button, please. If you are not subscribed to me over at Facebook or at YouTube, please hit subscribe or follow and hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you get notified every time I go live. I greatly appreciate that. If you're on one platform, hell, go over to the other platform and follow me. Just that way so that we're totally connected. You can also follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. I'm new to Instagram. I'm not a constant poster on Instagram. I do post every once in a while. I need to get better at it. I just, I'm like, whatevs. I will get better at it, but right now I'm just doing the videos. And go watch your signs. Watch your sun, moon, and rising. Figure out what your sun, moon, and rising is and watch those two and see if you can sort of do a cross-section, your own sort of divination of what to expect in the month of December for you as the divine creature that you are. Oh, that was nice. My dog just burped under the table. I don't know if you guys can catch that. Speaking of divine creatures. Alright, so let's see what our first card is for this morning. Nice. Alright, this is a new card to us. Let me flip the cameras and bring you guys in on this. Okay, let me adjust my camera so you can better see this. Okay, there we go. And let me put up the chat window. Alright, so what we have here is we have the Two of Swords. To me, it's interesting. When I look at this, I feel like they're crossing each other. There might be some misinformation today. I don't know why I'm feeling that right out of the gate, but I feel like this anchor, to me, represents as two different things. For some of you, it may represent as sort of being tied down to some misinformation or something that you're not quite, I feel like your intuition, this moon up here, is telling us something different than what we're being told, in the real world. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like quite possibly we might be getting told one thing, yet we're feeling at a deeper level something different. The outside environment might be giving us something that might be weighing us down, or for some of you, we might need to anchor into our intuitive thoughts, right? So I'm sort of seeing a dual meaning with this card at this time. I think some of you, it's about, first off, to me, this card is all about intellect matching up with our intuition, our mind matching up with our spirit today. That's what I'm going to say first off, as the overall whole for everybody. Where we want to focus our energy today is getting our mind and our spirit connected. There is this connection that's happening between these swords and this moon that says to me, we need to have that sort of conscious connection today. It's going to serve us very well. For those of you that's going to serve, really serve, are those of you that are going to anchor yourself into that connection. That's what this anchor is about in a positive way. Now, for some of you, I feel like this anchor also signifies this sort of heaviness or this weight that we are carrying mentally through our day-to-day life that we need to let go of and trust our intuition in how we go about doing that, okay? Those of you that hear this and this makes sense to you, you know who you are. As you're tuning in, if you're not watching me live right now, if you're tuning in later and watching this in replay, if there's a situation that intuitively your gut is telling you, this is not right, this is not working for me, it has your intellect sort of at a crosshairs where you're kind of maybe not trusting yourself or what you think about the situation, it's time to maybe release the anchor, okay? For those of you that are in touch with your intuition, because there are those of you that are, and you have your mind lining up with your intuition, and you are sort of consciously asking for that, attracting that, perpetuating that, feeding that, energizing that, anchor in that strength, because there is a strength here and there is a protection in these crossed swords that I see from that positive aspect. I hope this is making sense to you guys, because sometimes early in the morning with not enough coffee, I'm not always the clearest of individuals, but I am definitely seeing two distinct versions of this. What the key is to this card this morning, or what I'm hearing right now, is that this is about consciously choosing to line our mind and our intuition up today. That there is something that our intuition is trying to tell us today, that our guidance is there. We need to listen to it and use our intelligence, which we have also an abundance of, to sort of ground in and move forward. It will offer us protection and awareness, and it will aid us in our day today. Those of you that need to maybe let go of this sort of weight, when this looks like a weight to me, also do the exact same thing that I've just described. Connect your mind, your intelligence to your intuition, trust it, and ground in it. And the weight that you sort of feel, or the situation that you're dealing with that's maybe got you at a crossroads, so to speak, hence this crossing of the swords, let it go. And ground in trust of yourself and sort of your own like intellectual and intuitive independence is what I'm hearing. I hope that makes sense, guys. If it doesn't make sense, then I don't know what else to tell you. But that's definitely what I'm getting from this card. It's about trusting ourselves, our own intuition, and intelligence, and allowing that trust and stability of that relationship to ourselves, because this is a two also, which twos always represent to me in relationship, like relationship status. They can represent as relationships with others, but this is about, I feel like, our relationship with ourselves today, and how we choose to focus that, channel that. There is a definite strength and clarity that can be found today, even for those of you that are dealing with situations that maybe are weighing you down, or you know you need to let go of. Begin to trust that intelligence, that intuition that's innate within you, and let go of that anchor and set like a new grounding point for yourself, that allows you to deepen that relationship to yourself, deepen that relationship to your intelligence, deepen that relationship to your intuition, and like sort of bring the two together. I'm getting this image. This is so ridiculous. I don't know if this is from spirit or this is just my crazy mind, but see your mind and your spirit as conjoined twins from the circus. Right? Like, see them connected in that way where they are working together and as one, right? Like, look at them as inseparable and in support of each other. And, this rope also gives me this idea of sort of eternally linked. And so allow that, the strength of that and the awareness of that to sort of be your set point today. All right? And let's see what our second card is. Interesting. We've not seen this card before. This is called Blind. Now, when I look at this card, this is sort of about like, this ties into this situation where some of us are dealing with these situations or these predicaments that are sort of weighing us down, and we're not listening to our own intelligence and our own intuition, and we're sort of allowing ourselves to be dragged by these environmental how do I want to put it, like I guess, situations. It could be relationships, it could be work-related situations, whatever it is that's dragging you down. This is sort of, this energy feels like it is pulling at you. So I feel like there are some of you that are feeling at a lack or uh, you're suffering. It's the best way that I can say it because I feel like there is suffering in this card. But what I want to say about this card in turning this into a positive is when we ground, like I was saying, into our intuition and can join those sort of the intelligence and the intuition and trust it, let go of the focus, and we turn a blind eye to these situations that maybe are causing us misery or sadness or negative feelings, negative thoughts, patterns that keep us feeling stuck or tied down. If we stop focusing on them and we sort of trust ourselves, go internal, turn a blind eye in a way, shut off our focus on it, we can actually escape it. Does that make sense? So it's really like, to me, when I look at this blind card, and this is interesting because we had that sort of, remember the underpinning stone, I'm going to go back to it one more time, from Sunday's reading was this vision card, right? And so what I'm seeing with this blind card, and we had the void, right? What I'm seeing with this blind card is sometimes there's these sort of like weird principles in the universe, like I believe in the statement that the truest form of strength is found in vulnerability, right? When you are able to be at your most vulnerable and your truest self with no walls up, you're actually stronger than you are with all your walls up and your protections in place, right? And so when we have the vision as the stone or the underpinning of the week, where we want to see where we want to be, we want to know where we're going in 2020, we want to sort of have that vision for ourselves and create that clear vision. What we need to do is we need to conjoin this intuitive nature of ourselves and the intelligence of ourselves, our intellect, bring them together, tie them together, and anchor in that, right? We also need to have that vision. By having that vision, we almost need to make ourselves blind to the outside world. We need to like sort of close our eyes, go inward, go into the center of our head, and sort of find those answers or find that vision within us, right? Of what that looks like to us, what that is for us, how we're going to create that. And then we also have to sort of continue to almost stay blind in a way to what is being said to us or being sort of told to us by society, because there's a lot of stuff that we've been taught or raised to believe that is incorrect. I mean, if you believe in the power of manifestation, if you believe in the power of positive thinking, you need to sort of stay with that and not allow the outside world to take you away from that. When we focus ourselves too far outward and we get too caught up in what's going on around us that's sort of negative or not working, we end up sort of blinding ourselves in a way to the actual reality, which is we create our vision or we create the possibility in our life. So are we creating from a place of being weighed down and confused or conflicted, or are we creating from a place of stability, strength, and anchoring and grounding in that intelligence and in that intuition? I'm hoping this makes sense, because when we do ground from that place of confusion or crossed messages, mixed messages, not trusting our intuition, not um, uh, uh, when we're in that position of being weighed down, right? We are suffering and we're almost creating our own suffering. But we can take that suffering, we can change it. We can change our perspective, trust our intuition, go inward, trust our intelligence, bring the two together and utilize them in our favor to, in essence, turn a blind eye to what society says or what people say we're capable of or what people say we deserve or how people say we need to do something. Or my favorite one is should, right? I had this great teacher that used to say, don't should on yourself. When you get into that place of, oh, I should do this, that's generally somebody else's information. I mean, that's really kind of the rule of thumb, is like, should, well, who should? Who told you that? Is it society? Is it the voice of your mom? Is it the voice of your boyfriend or husband? Is it the voice of your kids? And it's worth asking that question, right? So let's look at the grounding stone for today and see what sort of principle we may want to ground in today. Okay. So the stone today is on malachite, which is energy. And to me, this is, a green stone. Malachite, the green always takes me straight to the heart chakra, which is your fourth chakra in your body, the heart center. And it really feels like this is where the body component comes in. And it's interesting also, I have to say this, that even though card is called blind, right? We have a very big picture of a body. So we have the mind represented in the swords, we have the spirit represented in the moon, and we have the body here in the blind card. But I also feel like this is sort of the three coming together, because it takes us to the heart chakra, and it tells us to be conscious of our energy today, be conscious of conserving that energy today, maybe like not feeding into situations that aren't serving us or that are bringing us sadness, closing ourselves off to those situations or not focusing on them, focusing on ourselves, our own intelligence, our own intuition, and grounding in that, stabilizing ourselves in that, and stabilizing our energy coming from a place of heart-centered focus. And as we emanate that out, we help to sort of also perpetuate more of that in the world. We also help to perpetuate that vision that we talked about in the beginning of this week. We've been sort of leading up to yesterday's cards was that Seven of Wands and the manifestation card, and we had that void card from Sunday, and it feels like we're really, we get the opportunity to consciously pick and choose where we want to be or how we want to be, right? And so utilize that and know that those thoughts, this trust, this sort of blending of the intelligence and the intuition, and then the honoring of that, and kind of not allowing anything to sort of filter in there and pull you away from that, sets your energy point where you can feel that and push that energy out, or use that energy, that thought, that attention to create from a place of love. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, guys. But that's what I'm seeing for today's forecast. Hi, Brandy. You're welcome. She says, I needed that. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. It is reminiscent of the Void card, isn't it, Jen Nichols? I feel like too. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Good morning, Tammy. How are you? It is reminiscent of the Void card, and it's kind of like, it feels to me like we need to go into the void of ourselves, like go in blind, go into the darknesses and the recesses of our mind or our deep-centered self, our intuition, and connect that to our intelligence, and then allow that to ground through the body. And then bring that all through in our energy today from a place of love for ourselves and then for others. I mean, I know that I sound a bit like a hippie, but that's kind of what I'm seeing today. And I think that we get to choose that today. This is about, like, I look at that anchor tying around those two swords, and I think about those two swords as being our relationship of, say, the mind and the spirit, or and the anchor could really represent the body, right? So as we anchor that connection between the mind and the spirit together, and we ground it in through our body, we create that energy. And if we're creating that from a space of love and from our heart center, oh, the places we will go, as they say, right? The Dr. Seuss book. And actually, that's a Janet No Havoc thing. Now that I think about it, she said that a couple of times at that mediumship weekend. She brought up that book, and it's funny, I'm hearing that now. Because that's not even Dr. Seuss. I mean, we've all grown up with Dr. Seuss, but it makes me think of that, oh, the places we will go. And that's what I've been saying about this week and last week. I feel like as we enter into this winter season, it is this quiet, introspective season where we're allowed to go inward and sort of let the sort of culmination of the year sort of fall away, take what we want and leave the rest, and get ready to enter into 2020, you know, um, ready for with a new vision of where we want to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading today. Again, tonight is the um, charming. If you guys are interested in making a reservation, it greatly helps me. I'm going to switch cameras out really quick. It greatly helps me to plan the evening so that I'm not digging through all the comments trying to find everybody, and money's being sent over and I'm checking PayPal and I'm going left and right and center. If you want a charming reading tonight, if you don't know what a charming is, I would suggest going to my YouTube channel and watching a charming video to get a sense of what it is. They can be beautiful, magical, and they're a lot of fun. People really enjoy them. You can have a lot of different topics charmed. For those of you that are new and don't know what that is, check out one of my charm videos. You can send over payment for that with your name, and then you just show up onto the live at 7:30 Central Standard Time. That will, I'll have a list going. And it just makes it easier for me kicking it off so that I have a couple of charmings to start off with right out of the gate. And I'm not digging through everybody's comments in the chat box trying to... It's best if I keep my energy sort of on me. That's why I don't as I'm reading cards or reading charms, I'm paying attention to the cards and the charms and what's going on from spirit versus your guys' comments. It just pulls me right out of that. So, making reservations does help with that. Okay, so if you're interested, please feel free. Any questions you have, message me at the business page. I can answer them for you there. Follow the links. You can join the Facebook group. You can follow my Facebook business page. You know the drill. You guys know the drill. And please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. I really would appreciate just even a thumbs up on YouTube. It's a huge help. So, and any and all support is always greatly appreciated. So, I will see you guys tonight for the charming. I'm ready for 2022, Ducky, and I think that there's some good stuff coming in 2020. I just think that there's a little bit of work that we're all working on right now, whether we're aware of it or not. That's what I mean by, I feel like the last 2 weeks have felt very sort of quiet and introspective, which matches up with that winter energy. But the work that we're doing, although things, decisions, focuses, what we're focusing on, things like that might seem subtle or day to day, but it's actually, there's something rather profound happening. I can feel it, if that makes any sense. Especially in these cards. These cards feel like it may not feel like we're making these big, huge decisions, but we actually are if we're paying attention. Does that make sense? All right, so I hope that does. Take care, you guys. Have a great day. I will see you tonight at 7:30, and thank you for tuning in. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.